How's it going, everyone? Welcome to this video. This time I decided to pick up my Death Guard Space Marine from the Horus Heresy, and I decided to weather it up. This is a very easy process to do. You'll need some materials, and you can use it to weather any other color scheme that you like, using it in power armor, vehicles, or any other sort of armored miniature. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to start by using the miniature that we painted on our Horus Heresy Death Guard tutorial, and I'm going to use Rhinox hide and a piece of sponge. This sponge, you can get it with your foam case. You sometimes get extra pieces of this foam, or it comes in packaging on different miniatures, especially the ones that are made of metal. And what I'm going to do is lightly tap the miniature with this color with Rhinox hide. Just make sure to get rid of most of the paint on a piece of tissue, and very lightly start working around all of the edges and places that you think that will wear out the most. This is to simulate the primer color below the armor. It can be various different colors, but it usually is very dark. So Rhinox hide is a perfect color for almost any color. And just go lightly or go heavy depending on how you want your model to look. Just try not to overdo it. Don't have chips in places where chips wouldn't occur, and try to keep it consistent. Once that's done, I'm going to use lead belcher, and I'm going to do the same things on some places. Try to be super light with this color. This is going to be barely noticeable, and you can sponge it on places where you have big scratches, just to simulate that the scratches went all the way onto the metal. But it has to be less, and it has to be inside the Rhinox hide. And you can do it by using the sponge, or you can use it with detail brush, sort of edge highlight some of the edges that are most chipped. And again, you have to decide for yourself how much weathering you want on your miniature, how many chips do you want. Sometimes less is more, but because this is a Death Guard model, and also because we want it to be very weathered, I went a little bit heavy. Next, I'm using White Scar, and with a little bit of thinned down color, I'm going to edge highlight the chips. Here I started doing it wrong. You're supposed to edge highlight the bottom edge of these scratches, so that'll make the chips look two-dimensional. Sometimes you don't have any other option but to edge highlight the top, like when I started, but you can highlight a little bit, and but it looks better when you do it just the bottom parts of those scratches. It's worth noting that I'm using white because that's the highlight for the white armor. If you're using any other color, use the brightest highlight that you used on that armor color. Now that we're done with that, we finished the chipping of the armor. You can see I put some little scratches on the shoulder pads as well. And I'm going to use Dark Earth pigment from Secret Weapon Miniatures. You don't have to use this brand of pigment, you can use any pigment that you want, and I'm using a small dry brush. What I'm doing is just laying the pigment on the area that I'm interested in, and then kind of swiping it off, like I'm swiping it towards the part that I want to be the dirtiest. I'm focusing on the bottom parts of every armor plate. Also, in places not well defined, you can just pick up the joint that you would think would trap more dirt, and just try to put it in there, and then just swipe it off with the same brush. You have to make sure to get rid of all of the pigment that might be clinging onto the model. You only want that effect of that stain where the pigment was and you swiped it off. Also, I'm using this color because it's very similar to my base, and that'll make it blend into the environment. You might want to switch pigments if your base is based differently, maybe, or maybe not. It depends. This one looks good as dirt. Here I'm using Lamian medium, and this is just what I'm going to use to lock the pigment in place, because it's not adhered to the model, it's just there in very small particles. And what I'm doing is I'm using capillary action for the Lamian medium to adhere to the model. I'm not trying to brush this in, because as you brush you can take the effect away if you brush the pigment around. So just use the capillary action of your brush to drop some of the Lamian medium into the model and lock the pigment in place. Also try to use Lamian medium from your palette. Don't use it straight from the pot, because if you do, you might put some of the pigment inside of your Lamian medium and it will stain with this color. And that's it. This is the way the model turned out. I have to say I'm pretty happy with the way it looks, and the pigment looks very stark because the miniature is white. I imagine it's gonna look not as strong on different colors, but I believe that's the way it should. So that's it. This is a very simple way of weathering your models, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this video was informative and helpful, and if you like it, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. That really helps my channel out. Leave a comment if you have any questions or any comments for future videos, and check out my Patreon page if you would like to support my channel. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. You stayed. Great. Thank you very much for watching my video, and if you would like to further support my channel, you can become my Patreon on Patreon. You can pledge as little as $1 a month, and you are helping me create more and better content. If you can't, that's fine, because you're helping my channel a lot just for watching and sharing, but you can read all of the details if you follow the link in the description below. I hope you can spare $1 to make this hobby of mine a job for which I can get paid. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on the next video.